Good morning. It's Thursday coffee chat with Laura Baga here in my studio in OG Star Wars channel here. Welcome, welcome. I hope you have your coffee. If it's too late, I hope you have tea or whatever else, maybe, wine or whatever you prefer. I didn't really have any content planned today other than announcing that my first EU video will be of Luke Skywalker, since he is our very first hero, our protagonist of Star Wars, although I do believe that Han Solo and Leia are also a part of the first protagonists because they all help each other grow and develop together. But I'm gonna go ahead and focus on him first and then move on to Vader, Anakin Vader, and then Han and Leia, or Leia, then Han. And so that's how I'm going to do that. I want to just give special attention to each of those characters because they are the main ones that really got us into Star Wars, whether we liked their journey, as like their hero's journey, whether we liked the smuggler turned good guy, respectable man. Basically, that's what he would say. I'm respectable in the EU. Yeah, so hopefully we can expand on that a little bit more here. I want to have that up by Sunday, Monday the latest. So thank you for coming on to my channel and subscribing. So cheers to all those new subscribers I have. Please share and like. Now, I also want to do, my focus is also comparing and contrasting the original EU with the new Disney EU and Canon. We can go around and spin and really debate on what is canon now, but I still believe anything that was under George's helm is the original canon and basically the true canon. But Disney has their canon, it's the new canon, and it is what's set in stone now for the coming years because of the ownership. But George is the original creator, and so everything rings true still with the lore that they still have to follow the tenets that he established, just like when the EU was created underneath him. All right, so enough about that. I noticed that I don't follow comics very much. In fact, I only have one comic, and I'm going to go ahead and start collecting the rest of the original EU comics. And it is this one. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Luke Skywalker. I love Mara Jade as well. Leia has always been my first love of a female protagonist in Star Wars. When Mara Jade was introduced, though, yes, she was a compelling character. Her story arc is magnificent. And so I just love the union of these two. And so this is my only comic, yeah, but I do follow comics but not collect them. So I hope I can start collecting more of the original EU comics just to stay on track with what I want to provide for you guys. All right, so now since we're speaking of comics, Disney with the Dr. Aphra, I think it's Aphra, Dr. Aphra Comics has now re-established Palpatine's brilliance, or took them away. And what I mean by that is Palpatine is now not the mastermind behind the Empire. So all we learned from the original EU, how Palpatine was trained by Plagueis and how he was apprenticed under Plagueis to be a ruler, an emperor, is now gone. Yep. It's now gone into the Disney canon, which is very disheartening. And now the mastermind behind Palpatine her name is Patima Vor. And she basically came to be because they are saying that Sheev Palpatine basically didn't know what he was doing. And so, of course, we have to have someone over there basically puppeteering him. And that's what I'm getting from this comic, this release of the comic, and what everybody's saying with this. And so it's very disheartening. It says the Emperor's greatest weakness is the Empire's greatest weakness is having Palpatine as a ruler. And I have never seen that. Even just take away all the EU stuff. Just set that aside and just think about the movies. I have never seen that in the movies. Palpatine was someone that you feared. He was a guy who was in the shadows ruling, and whatever he said went. When Vader became his apprentice, then Vader was basically his enactor. And so I did not see or have an inkling that this brilliant mastermind of a villain did not know what he was doing. So this really does not make sense to me in the concept of just knowing that and looking back at the movies, looking back at the even the development in the PT, the prequel trilogy, when we first see Palpatine as a senator and how he was basically that representative for Naboo. There was how he carried himself does not give me any idea of him not knowing what he's doing. So I have no idea what is going on with Disney other than they have to have that woman behind the scenes, empowering women. And this is such a very disastrous way to bring a woman character in and to make me as a woman feel like it's something worth watching, because it's not. I fell in love with Palpatine because of his mastermind, because he was dark side, because he was Sith. And if it just discredits the Sith lore as well for this little thing saying that he does not know what he's doing. So Disney, you have no clue. And this also goes back to taking and destroying Luke's arc. Even if we take away the EU and just look at him towards the end of the Return of the Jedi, we knew he was going to carry on the new Jedi, or the Jedi. We knew that. We knew that he was going to go ahead and do what his masters asked him to do. That he also was going to follow in his father's footsteps, Anakin's footsteps, and be the Jedi Anakin could have been. And that, you know, those little hints right there set up the story for the EU. And again, Disney went ahead and flipped that on its head. And we got now Luke as a failure. And yeah, he tried to create an order, but it failed. And we seen him fail in creating his order, yet he still was successful because he didn't give up. And now it's Rey who is going to create the new Jedi. Not Luke, but Rey. So do you see the little pattern here? Women, women. And as a woman, I feel like I could safely say that because you're trying to cater to me, Disney, and I'm not buying it. And I'm not buying your new canon. I'd rather just stay in the EU. But like I said, I am going to contrast and compare the EUs. You know, and there might be some good things in the Disney, which kind of like, oh yeah, I get it. And it's similar here in the original EU. And I will give, you know, credit where credit is due. However, I'm not seeing much credit on Disney's side to praise. It is what it is, you know? All right. So I have to be somewhere here pretty soon. So that's why I didn't really plan any content. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys to share below with me, what is your favorite EU book? You know, it could be the series, it could be the little trilogy, it could be a singular book. Share below in the comments for me. So let's get this discussion going. Also too, what is your favorite attributes of Luke in the original EU. So what do you like about Luke? Do you like that he's always overcoming trials and tribulations? Do you like that he always has hopes and aspirations? Do you like how he progressed with his training and became what Anakin could have been? What do you like about him? Do you like his lightsaber techniques? And also expand on that, because you know I have to look into it more. But I know that he developed his own lightsaber fighting techniques, and also too was such a quick learner that that you know he became one of the top saber duelists. And so share below with me on that, and also too maybe share your favorite EU female character, the original EU, and maybe what they like. So there's like 3 things, you know, post below you could share with. Myself, like I said, I love Mara Jade, but there's also so many other compelling women characters in the EU that are just right up there in rank with Mara Jade. But because she is Luke's, you know, Force Bond other half, I have a little bit more of a pull towards her. Leia is my even tie with her. I just loved how she developed in the movies, and then also how she developed in the EU. And again, Disney EU did not give her any justice whatsoever, and she became a joke of the lore, and that just breaks my heart. So you guys have a great day, a great Thursday. Stay tuned. I'm gonna have my little tribute to our first hero of Star Wars, and that's Luke Skywalker, coming up by Sunday, our latest Monday. I do teach yoga. I am also an artist and getting my art degree. So I'm pretty busy. And then a mom of a dancer who is at the dance studio almost every single night, either a teacher's assistant or dancing, and she's on the dance team. So this is my life. You know, and my husband works, and so I spend time with him as much as I can. So that's me in a nutshell. Thank you again for tuning in, and have a great Thursday.